Hey, welcome to this explainer from Cybersec by AI. You know, the internet can be a pretty tricky place, but we're here to give you the simple, powerful tools you need to stay safe. And today, we're diving into one of the biggest threats out there, phishing.
All right, let's kick things off with a number. And honestly, this one might shock you a little bit. 97%.
Yep, you heard that right. An Intel study found that a whopping 97% of people can't spot a phishing email. Just think about that for a second. That means only 3 people out of every 100 are consistently safe. It just shows you how incredibly convincing these scams are. But here's the good news. Spotting them is a skill, and we're about to make you part of that 3% club, starting right now.
So why should you care? I mean, really care. Because phishing isn't just some small-time annoyance. It is the #1 weapon cybercriminals use for fraud, identity theft, and causing all sorts of financial chaos in people's lives.
Okay, so what exactly is phishing anyway? Well, at its heart, it's just a high-tech con game. Scammers build a fake front, like a perfect replica of your bank's login page that looks totally legit. The whole point is to trick you into willingly handing over your most sensitive data.
And make no mistake, some of these fake sites are, wow, they're practically masterpieces of deception. They are designed to look and feel almost identical to the real thing, all for one single goal, to steal your stuff for a quick payday. So, what's the loot they're after? The bottom line is this. They want anything and everything they can turn into cash. We're talking passwords, credit card numbers, bank details, anything that gives them access to your accounts or helps them steal your identity. It's not just about one password. It's about getting their hands on your entire digital life. Okay, so how do we fight back? Well, our first practical tip is also the most important one. Seriously, if you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, make it this. Learn to actually read the web address, the URL. This is your absolute first line of defense. See, the scammers, they are counting on you being busy. They're banking on the fact that you'll just glance at the URL, see something that looks familiar, and click without thinking twice. They use these little tricks to fool your eyes.
And just look at how sneaky these changes can be. In the Yahoo example, they've swapped the letter O for the number 0. So easy to miss, right? With PayPal, they just stuck a hyphen in there. And for the bank, they just changed the ending from .co.uk to .org. These are designed to fly right under the radar.
So here are the big red flags you need to burn into your brain. First, always look for HTTPS at the beginning of the address. That little S is a big deal. It stands for secure. And then, of course, watch out for spelling mistakes, random symbols, or a weird ending like a bank using a .org address. Any of these should set off alarm bells. All right, moving on to tip number 2. Once you've checked the URL, take a look at the actual website. This one's all about trusting your gut. If something just feels a little cheap or unprofessional, well, it probably is.
Think about it. A huge company, like a major bank, spends a ton of money to make their website look slick and perfect. Scammers, on the other hand, are usually in a hurry. So look for the telltale signs: blurry logos, weird grammar, or a design that just feels, well, cheap.
Okay, but what if you're still on the fence? You know, you've checked the URL, you've scanned the content, but you're just not 100% sure? Don't worry, we've got a few advanced moves for you. 3 final checks to confirm if you're dealing with a scam.
Think of this as your detective kit. First, do a quick Who Is lookup online. It's free, and it tells you who actually registered the website. If a site that looks like it's from a huge brand was just created last week, that's a problem. Second, just Google the website's name with the word scam. And third, this one is huge. Check the payment options. If the only way to pay is a direct bank transfer, no, close that tab immediately.
All right, let's wrap this all up. We've gone through a lot of info, so let's boil it all down to a super simple, powerful checklist that you can use every single day.
And here it is, your 5-point shield against phishing. 1. Check the URL. 2. Assess the content. 3. Check the owner. 4. Read the reviews. And 5. Verify the payments. Seriously, if you can make these 5 checks a habit, you are going to be so much safer online. It is a total game changer.
And that leaves us with a really important question, doesn't it? As technology like AI gets better and better, so will the scammers. They'll be able to create perfect fakes, no spelling mistakes, no blurry logos. So the skills we talked about today are crucial, but the game is always changing. And it makes you wonder, what's going to be our next line of defense? That's something we're always thinking about here at Cybersec by AI. Thanks for tuning in.